The sudden reappearance of the Aragnese devil, known as Barkham Buck, was decidedly unexpected. The secret of Lump's infernal contract was well kept, and perhaps for good reason. Being in near breach of the contract, Lump was permanently drawn closer to death, doomed until their mistake was mended by killing the Medusa, who was permitted to live. Lump attempted to negotiate with the Drow for the taking of the creature's life, but found no quarter given as they stuck to their chain of command. Keeping the secret for now, Lump set out with their fellow heroes to continue exploring and covering their flanks. Finding a fearsome creature in a rather disadvantaged position, the heroes saw it defeated and were rewarded with the discovery of the 8th teleportation circle.
Hello, creatures and denizens of the uncharted world. This is Freeman from Uncharted North, and I am plugging your ear holes now with a little bit of a favor to ask. We really could use some help on the word-of-mouth end of our project. We want you to go out and tell a friend about one of our shows, or possibly the potential of future shows that might be in their interests. Word of mouth is incredibly important for a small network like ours, and each and every one of you can help another listener find us by mentioning us to, I don't know, a friend, a game master, a dungeon master that you know, someone in the street. Pick a rando wearing a cool hat or a gnarly shirt or some wicked boots. Just think about what Scott might wear and pinpoint that person, and then you pretty much bet they're going to be into this. That would go such a long way for us. And we assume that some of you are already doing this because you're still listening, and that's really great. So we'd also like to remind those who are doing this and helping us out, but have not done this yet, that we have a free public Discord where most of our dedicated fans hang out with the crew and chat on a daily basis. You know, we chat about it all. We have laughs. We support each other with mental health. We just talk about gaming and different games we want to play, and movies and music and whatever. We talk about all of it. You can hit that up easily through our website, unchartednorth.ca, or unchartednorth.com/discord will send you straight to an invite link. And if you really like and have the ability to help us move forward in creating more shows and receiving cool rewards in return, we've been working really hard on our Patreon structure. You can go to patreon.com/unchartednorth and find what we have on offer for various tiers to become more involved, a couple little bits of paraphernalia and fun things, and goals towards the future of what other shows we want to produce, how many more we would like to produce, and so on. But that's it. We really appreciate you listening. We hope that you've enjoyed most of the episodes so far. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. We hope you stick around for more episodes as we push forward and do more and more fun things. I don't want to take up any more of your time, so that's it from me. Thank you very much. Love, Freeman, aka The Barn.
All right, y'all beatniks out there. Welcome back to Stemming the Motherfucking Tide.
It's always motherfucking tide.
I prefer it when you call us freaks. Or freaks, beatniks.
No, that's the listeners. You always call the listeners the freaks.
Yeah.
I listen to the podcast, Freeman.
Okay, you're a freak.
Well,
Yeah, it is kind of freakish of you.
Well, you know what? The thing is that I say beatniks because I'm leading into my intro banter for the day. Listeners,
Very naturalistic segue there.
I sent out a challenge to my compatriots here to write a haiku reflecting something about the adventure, whether it's about a character, a theme, or the world itself. I will start, and then I'll pass the mic. Tides of empty death, necrotic light from the deep, hope on salty breeze.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
nice little optimistic turn at the end.
That's
Salty
right.
breeze. Oh, I like it.
That's right.
I like it.
Okay. Freeman, you want to head up next?
I'd like to go last, please.
Ooh,
Oh,
Gotta
boy.
save your-
Okay.
gotta save your best for last.
the hooks are being tendered as we speak.
He's doing a long form sonnet. We all know it.
Buckle in, folks. It's gonna be an hour.
Yeah, if you go back, Freeman has actually been speaking in perfect iambic pentameter this whole time.
Okay, well, why don't we go with Cam?
All right. I got suffocating dark. We will fight with all our hearts until the last breath.
Ooh.
That's good.
Very nice.
Until the last breath. You got lucky
Until the last breath.
Got what? Got lucky there? What?
Yeah, your tagline just happened to be 5 syllables.
This is all
great.
calculated for you.
Of course
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
They knew. And you got to be good to be lucky, okay?
Yep.
All right. Dunk.
That's me. Okay. Scaly quivering. A breath before jumping in. The water gets cold.
Ooh.
The gaily quivering made me laugh at first, and then it immediately was like went into like I was like, oh, okay, never mind. I take back that chuckle.
I like it.
Yeah, it was
All
really
right.
good, though.
Let's go for a little James.
Gilda's light has waned. In her honor, shadows fade. Braveheart never lost.
Ooh.
Gone straight for the character reference.
Love it.
Told you it was a low coup.
No, it's good.
All right. Freeman,
Yes.
will you bless us with your poetry?
Yeah, so you went ahead and gave this assignment, and I thought to myself, how does the GM succinctly capture the scope of the quest at hand? Which is my first haiku.
Ooh.
And then I thought to
Snuck
myself,
one in.
what if I wrote one for every chapter so far? Seeing as I have the full scope. And I did this afternoon.
Fucking Keener.
Yeah, and you have us by the balls right now because you can just talk for as long as you want, and we can't really do anything about it. So,
Don't worry, I'll segue us early.
I think this first one is my favorite. So we're gonna bury the lead that way, I guess. But for chapter 1, my haiku is as follows: the cicada's song, dampened by the fog and fen, muted is his death.
ooh. Small
Anyone care
nod?
to small nod, yeah. Chapter 2, if you guys remember, was the servants' quarters. A few strange things happened throughout, but nothing too crazy. So I wrote, long lost and new found, business long unfinished by, hero once thought dead. Anyone know the reference to that one?
Otari nod.
Otari nod. Chapter 3 was a little more crazy. Rotten is the flesh, this house of knowledge tainted. Restless they become.
Is that the cult of the canker?
Indeed.
Good one, Dunk.
As well as
Hero point.
as well as as well as the ghosts that you encountered there. Chapter 4. 2 wolves sit alone. The leeches carve to the bone. Lives end and begin.
Volek?
Our sweet, sweet boy.
And our sweet boy, Physic.
God, we've lost
Chapter
so many
5.
good ones.
Chapter 5, to peer upon sand, blood soaked down to every grain, glory is profaned. Chapter 6, the shrike pins its prey, heedless victim's penury, mercy for no soul. Chapter 7, flame and forest meet. Time does show a growth renewed when the moment's right. And Chapter 8, hushed is the forest, restless repose and decay for mind and body.
Oh, damn.
Very nice, Freeman. Is that all of them?
I did write 2 more, in fact, but those were all inspired by events that have happened. So I thought I'd write 2 more that give you a hint of what's to come. As a little bonus for the players. But, don't metagame this if you clue in. Chapter 9.
Parting of the kimono to go along with the haiku.
Perhaps, yes.
Jeez.
Told you I got carried away. Chapter 9, technically yet to start. Maybe it happens today. But consider this. Essential essence. In the lattice they are placed. Death. Oblivion. And for the final chapter of this adventure, await empty death. To baleful light's dread power, her tribute blisters.
That's about Belcora, isn't it? I bet you there's some Gauntlet hints in there.
There's a lattice. There's a tool reference in there.
Well, I'm just glad that it didn't start with Caligny race war. So,
Oh boy.
Me too, brother.
all
Me
right,
too.
folks.
I'm very glad.
I just came up with a pretty good one if you want to hear it.
Sure.
Love
Yeah,
to.
hell yeah.
Banter flows freely. The day won't pass us all by. This is a segue.
All right, listeners, put your fucking claps, your finger snaps together.
For
Well, you hep cats.
for perhaps arguably the most successful segue of all time, Duncan has to get a hero point.
Hell, yeah.
Whoa. Freeman breaking his rules of intro banter getting hero points? That's a oof.
No, they don't get episode
I love
titles. Sometimes they get hero points.
Oh, I see.
Oh, Nick is full on hero points. Gonna be reckless today.
All right, well, you all just finished...
Level up.
No. You've all just finished maiming a creature by keeping it stuck into a small room through funneling it in a doorway. And it was not a problem at all, from what I recall. And you found some sweet armbands, and then you found a secret door, I think it was. Was it a secret door? I think it was a secret door.
It was a secret door.
And sure enough, you found yourself another teleportation circle. Did y'all try to reactivate it yet? I don't remember, to be honest.
No, we were talking about
No.
it at the end of
Okay.
last week off mic about how best to get this done.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't feel right with Tulok gone.
Guess we walk.
Yeah.
I guess that's that. Yeah.
Just
no
steal
more
all the
magic.
silver from
Let's
it.
scrape the Let's just scrape all the silver and get out of here.
I bet there's a value.
Oh, there surely is, but it's beyond the scope of this adventure.
How convenient.
Indeed. Okay, well, I mean, if y'all want to roll, to see if you can activate it. We can do that if it please you. I believe it's going to be Arcana as opposed to. I think there's a lack of occultism in the group now. I could be wrong. I don't know. You tell me.
There's not like a lack of it so much as I believe Arcana is one of our stronger ones.
Arcana now trumps it. Yeah.
Yeah, Arcana trumps it. It looks like occultism's 15, Arcana's 19, which is rough.
Whoa. Don't forget about my skills.
My skills.
You are still not. Oh, you are in the party.
Yep.
Your
Esoteric
Arcana
lore.
I thought we talked about that not being applicable because it's a lore skill.
Oh,
but
sorry.
It can be used to support, but not to do it, I think.
I honestly don't remember. You have to reread
For
that to me.
rituals, the secondary casters don't need to actually perform magic. They are just chanting softly. So if you
we also don't
Right.
want secondary casters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there's just not enough value for it currently.
Not
they have to
for
critically
this ritual.
succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this ritual, they're optional, right? So it's not really in your. If you have a really high applicable skill, it's not really in your best interest to do it.
Yeah, you'd have to critically succeed. Otherwise, it's either nothing or a negative. I think of failures -4, and success is no bonus or penalty. So like you have to critically succeed to get the, I want to say +4 bonus to it or whatever.
And
Mm-hmm.
with knowledge of the ritual, do we know what happens if Ruff fails this?
Tulok did.
I don't think you do. No.
Okay.
Or maybe Scott does. Maybe Tulok
Scott does, because I think you accidentally peeked at it one day, and we talked about that. I remember.
did. And by accidentally peeked at it, you mean I read it when I read the entire adventure back.
You cheated. Yeah, you cheated horribly.
Do you get like banished to the Shadow Realm or turned inside out like the teleporter from Galaxy Quest?
Ruff, do you think it's worth... I know rituals usually have some sort of negative feedback if you fail. Do you believe it's worth, at this time, trying to reactivate this, or would it be best to just move back and regroup with the Drow and potentially see if we can find a home for our Caligny friends?
I believe this particular ritual about an hour to get things going. I do believe we have the time to spare, but especially considering that the state of the elevator, and this could perhaps be a quick exit on a very dangerous floor through a secret door. There are a lot of advantages, I think, to reactivating this particular circle.
Lump will give a nod and then move to the doorway to make sure nobody can come in behind us.
Okay.
Well, according to Foundry, it's 1 day to cast and 1 day duration, but that doesn't... I don't think that's right.
No, it was an hour.
Yeah.
What are you looking at? Sorry.
I just added the ritual to the ritual section of my spellcasting, teleportation.
What ritual?
circle.
Yeah, see, that's not the ritual. The ritual you're performing is
Oh,
Awaken
okay.
Portal.
Awake.
Oh,
Yeah.
Awaken Portal.
Yeah. Be careful about looking at it, though.
There.
There are technical spoilers attached to it.
Okay, then I won't add it then.
Yeah, it's So there's already basically a permanent teleportation circle attached to these rooms. You have to awaken them. Is the idea? So
Gotcha.
it is.
Just tickle its feet.
Secondary cast is up to 5, and the casting time is 1 hour, and the time it lasts depends on your success. We've kind of hand waved a lot of that, I think, because it's boring to track. Basically, if you succeed, it lasts for 1d6 days, and I was like, I don't care. Like, fuck that. We're just using it to go
No,
back
that
and
makes-
forth. Like, it's a waste of
Yeah,
time.
that makes all the sense in the
Yeah.
world. It's just an escape route.
And if it's a critical success, it goes from 1d6 days to a year. So fuck it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. I can almost assure you of that. But
Well, it depends because
my stuff-
the DC is basically just simply level dependent. So for every level you're on, you're meant to be that level, and you have that DC to track. But you are in fact level 9 on level 8, so you actually have a much higher chance at the moment.
Oh, because we talked about it off air yesterday or last time, and I thought you said it was like DC 29, which is not a gimme, but it's pretty close.
Sure. Yeah, you could be right. I don't remember, but let me double check.
Yeah, pull that up, and then I'll roll us some dice
oh,
here and get this episode moving.
DC's by level. We're looking at 24.
All right, that's doable. 37.
No stairs for us.
There's your crit success.
Yeah.
Ew. And Harold, watching this, had kind of dropped down to his haunches and was just palming his amulet, moving it in his hand, and just looking into the room with curiosity. He's really impressed with spellcasters and just enjoys watching this type of ritual.
I imagine you see a lot of like Rin's moments in this, like the way she puts out a match while lighting a candle, the way her hand moves when she's casting like somatic components. I imagine you see a lot of that in it if Harold's particularly familiar with Rin.
He knows Rin for sure.
They've sat down for a good juicy steak a few times.
That's right.
Okay, so that'll take an hour, but circle active.
Nice.
That was a good job, my friend. You said that was your first time.
The first time that I am aware of. It is sadly more complicated than things used to be, as I am sure you can see.
I can see, but I sure don't understand. But job well done nonetheless. Your hand looked very adept in there, and thank you.
You are very kind, and perhaps one day soon we can have the time to discuss both of our changes.
He nods.
Do we have anywhere
sure.
else to search? Or, sorry, Dunk.
Yeah, that was going to be it. I was going to say, while they're doing that for the hour, we've got time to search this little room full of bones if we haven't already in the hallway leading up to it.
Yeah, you've searched this area thoroughly. You found some arbends of athleticism, which Lump now has.
Oh, right.
I have accessories.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
Which leaves you with, as far as your vision and maps might go, leaves you with 2, I think, unexplored areas. The place
You
along
ping them for us real
the
quick?
underground river. I said that funny. The underground river here, connected to the lake, that you passed by before encountering the Froghemoth, and the room that said, "Danger, do not enter." And you have I believe, at least 3, if not more, ways down to the next level, technically.
Was it a success, Ruff?
It was, Lump. Everything is working as expected.
Good to hear. So I suppose we should take a quick vote. Do we want to finish investigating everything at this level, or do you think we've seen everything? I'd really rather not go into the room labeled danger, but maybe that just makes me a coward. If not,
We have seen a lot worth fearing recently, I assure you.
Yes, and those didn't have a sign that said danger, so it makes me a little more nervous, but also
As much as I am interested to see what's behind that door and what type of beast could be locked up in it, I do trust your judgment, and if we'd like to carry on, it ain't going nowhere.
I just know that we're dealing with some Caligni that are literally so hungry they're praying to their food, and finding them shelter and supplies sooner rather than later would be higher on my priority. As you said, we can come back for it later.
Should we go meet with the Drow civilization, the matriarch, and do our best to negotiate safe haven for the Caligni, and then come back and destroy whatever remains in that off that pier?
If it was, well, sometimes having the refugees at your door makes it harder for people to be mean and say no, they can't come here. But this is also the drow we're talking about, so they might just decide to kill them on sight. So, and Lump will kind of shrug and put their hands up.
What do we know
Now-
about the drow as a people? Like, are they an honorable people, or can we hold them to their word? Where's my society? Real bad.
Okay. For yourself, Ruff, it is extremely muddled. You get your memories are sort of mixed up, but there is a common theme amongst your memories that are kind of clear, though you can't discern them from truth or rumor. And the rumor, or sorry, the consistency is that they are militaristic, but also their hearts are tainted with cruelty, sadism, violence, and vengeance.
I rolled a 29 on that using esoteric lore, if you consider them a creature.
Mm.
Do you have diverse lore?
Yes.
Just take a -2 and then you
Take a -2 and it counts no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah, but if they're a creature, then
Then
it,
then you
why would I
don't
take
have
the
to. Yeah.
-2? Go for that crit.
You've gathered stories along the way there, Harold, and you know that the first drow were in fact elves that fled into the depths of the world from a devastating cataclysm from thousands of years ago. And in their journey below, they fell to bickering and infighting and drawing the attention of a sinister intelligence that was beyond their own, which was the demon lord Rovagug. Or some other fell force that's unknown, but it is believed to be Rovagug. In that time, the elves transformed both spiritually and physically, which caused these supposed tainted hearts. And the hues of their eyes became sinister red or bleached white. They were physically changed, and their flesh becoming this sort of lavender or bluish hues. But over the centuries to follow, they developed a sort of powerful and violently dysfunctional society. It was influenced by the worship of demon lords and focused on providing power and glory to a relatively small collection of noble houses on a society level. And many of these houses are, in fact, matriarchal, which maybe is coming through in Ruff's memories, despite the fact that you've heard no matriarchal references so far in the present. Other than that, you know that
That's
their leader
not
is
true.
female.
We have heard.
They're immediately leader female, but that's not necessarily a matriarchal, society or military either. There's kind of to me, it's a bit of a specific term.
I believe one of the drow specifically says their matriarch, and then said her name.
Maybe I did say that. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. What I will say is, if I did say that, I retcon now that it's
Okay.
not. They did not give you any matriarchal references specifically for this particular group of drow.
Yeah, Cora Oceandale matriarch
Mm.
in 122.
So traditions of worship, warfare, and wizardry help to bind these often bickering houses together enough that the Drow Society didn't simply consume itself from within, and fear of earning the wrath of one's superior, be a teacher, a parent, or a commander, or a demon that one worships. This is what has kept them together, throughout history. However, this is a long history. There is definitely roots of infighting and demon worship. However, you would imagine in your experience, Harold, that these things only go so far for so long. The military is obviously rooted in the ones you've met, but you have right at the moment have no reason to think that there's some demon worshipping motivation behind their actions. And perhaps in your experiences, you have reason to give the benefit of the doubt.
So as Harold is kind of working his way through this description and wrapping up just like Freeman just did, he follows with, "Now I know it can be easy just to see the bad that some people have done. and it can be easy to lump in a whole group with it. I understand that the people done some bad things, but all people done some bad things. I once thought the same thing when I was growing up, when I was young and I first started ranging further out. Saw orcs as the enemy. Thought they all had to die. I just knew them from raiding and killing, and I thought they were all evil. Spent some time down in the Mwangi Expanse, as I said, and I met this tribe, this peoples. Now they're called the Matangi, and they're orcs, but they are refugees themselves. And they settled down there. And they got close with elves. They got close with all sorts of refugees that they took in themselves. And from them, they learned how to hunt demons. I spent many a time living, fighting, hunting, and learning from them. So, I know you're old, Lump, and I know you've been through a lot. But I would beg that you would reconsider that an entire people be evil just because of the evil that some of them done.
As I said earlier, I do not want my own bias to come in the way of your own opinion. I have done my best to keep it to myself. I am aware that people can be maligned. I was there in Lastwall. The orcs of Belkson helped us fight against the Whispering Tyrant. I understand that not everyone has to be evil from somebody. I am just cautious. Perhaps overly, but still cautious. I do not want to be responsible for the death of the Caligny by the hands of the Drow by showing up unannounced with people that are starving to death.
Even if we were to intervene and bring the Caligny to the Drow, if the Drow were then to slaughter them, friend Lump, that blood would not be on your hands. It would singularly be on the hands of the Drow. But I agree.
I see. I don't know that I agree with that philosophy, but I at least accept that as yours, and perhaps we can discuss this further later, but for now, I believe that we should press forward.
And I agree. And I agree with the fact that we should leave the Caligny here. Although, you did mention that they were on the other side of this door here, and I can't help but notice there's a whole mushroom farm on the other side, so I think we should bust that thing open. Maybe not revealing to the elves that they're here, but just so when we leave, they have access to all of these fungi. What's your thoughts on this, Nick?
I was just thinking about this. Sorry, it's like Nick is kind of also comes from a maligned people. So I was wondering if, even if he wasn't going to say anything, I was wondering what his like sort of body language was.
Yeah, I mean, he has been kind of hanging back, but taking it upon himself to remember that he is kind of the champion of the kobolds at this point. Coming from a somewhat maligned people myself, I can't help but feel for them. What can we do at this point but trust those that we may? We've been met with so much open hostility down here. I think it's time that we try to forge more friendships than break.
I suppose if we wanted to go in the other direction, we could hustle them over here to this teleportation circle and bring them up to the library with, oh my god, what's his name? Augril. And perhaps they could learn a common language and become friends.
I don't know if that helps their food problem, though.
Well, the mushrooms would still be here and they could access the teleporters, so I think that does. Like, as much as I want, as much as Cam wants Freeman to narrate an entire epic battle between Caligny and Drow with the Caligny exploding and stuff, I think Lump would be trying to find any sort of solution that doesn't involve like bringing refugees to Drow. Like, maybe these are good Drow, but Lump doesn't have a whole lot of good experiences with Drow, and
Apparently, neither does Cam.
Has Nick met Agriel? I can't remember that.
He must have on the way down, I would imagine.
Yeah, we haven't stopped in to meet
In
him.
my head canon, we stop by the library every time we're on our way up, like
Yeah,
through the
just say
teleportation
hey.
circles. Drop off fresh corpses.
Drop
remember to make them
fresh corpses.
undead first. Yeah,
Well, that's what he eats.
Well, no, he eats undead corpses. He doesn't
No.
eat regular
Sure.
corpses.
That was
yeah,
actually the
well,
they gotta start
the
dead.
difference is like, what was it? Ghouls usually prefer fresh flesh. But I think, was it Augrail had a taste for undead? No, it was the other way around. That the particular cult of the Canker preferred rotted flesh. That's where the cult of the Canker. So Augrail does prefer fresh if he can have it.
Yeah, that's why we put them into the fire suppression room, because it was kind of
But
clever.
undead.
Yeah, I thought it was fresh undead. I thought
Fresh
that it
undead.
was- he does like.
Oh,
Maybe
that
it was. Oh no, it was fresh undead. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was.
Anyways.
Normally it's fresh flesh. The Canker loved rotted flesh, and
Yes.
then Augrail particularly loved undead flesh. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Gang,
Perhaps that makes a good point, Lump. The library may be a good spot for them, as long as Agriel doesn't mind sharing the room. I know he won't mind sharing his supper.
There is plenty of space up there. We have, as far as I can tell, completely cleared that, and at least a few floors below. I don't know if they'll want to leave the site of their worship, but we could try.
Very well. It's a start.
Who doesn't love a good book?
Krugga.
Ruff just looks a little dejected.
Oh.
But yeah, let's get these plans in motion. Did we want to explore? We keep getting off tangented, side quested really hard, but did we want to finish exploring, or just help the Caligny and then move with the Drow to meet their
I think Help Caligny was the
first one? Okay.
Yeah, I would like that to be kind of a priority no matter which way we do it. I do want to 100p this particular level because of that danger fucking sign. And because we lost one of our strongest PCs here. That makes me more than a little concerned. But I bet these two doors lead to the same place. So I'm not super worried about that. But
Harold is
what do
very
you-
interested in finding out what's behind that door at some point.
Jesus Christ. I know that I stand alone.
Get a bunch of treasure hunters and Lump.
Lump said they didn't want something behind our backs, and
That's a barricaded door. It's a barricaded locked door that has.
No,
Right,
no.
we don't go in that way.
The
We
dock.
go in
The
through
dock one is still
through the
there.
dock.
Yeah, the danger one. Oh, the dock one. Yeah, we can go do the dock one. I was talking about the danger
Yeah.
one. The dock one.
yeah, well,
Well,
I'm talking about both
I'm
of them, baby.
pretty sure they lead to the same room.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a super safe dock.
Yeah. Especially considering our last on the river encounter.
Imagine it's just full of like frog hemoth killer.
Yeah, this is the danger room, right, Freeman? Up here by
Yes,
the dock.
correct. Yeah.
And then
By the elevator, the
and
original
this
dock
is the
and
one we
elevator.
haven't. This
And
is the one we
yeah,
haven't
the
explored yet.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one
Okay,
you
maybe they
skipped
do go to the
past.
same place. We'll find out. Let's go. I hate it here.
All right, so you're gonna hop back onto the old waterways there and make your way north to the T-shaped dock. It looked like it was
Whoa,
recently
hold on. I thought
repaired.
I thought the whole thing was we were doing Caligny first, and then maybe doing this later when the time was more appropriate.
tell
and save
me.
the Caligny.
We're doing it that way, Scott's way.
Well,
okay.
that wasn't my way.
Caligny.
I think that
That's
Lump
Scott's
made
way.
a great point.
Well,
and
I don't
Oh,
quite
yeah.
recall if I
Lump's
said
way.
this to you accurately or not the first time, but said barricaded door that leads to Caligny is blocked on the Caligny side, not on this side.
You did, yeah.
oh, my bad.
I
They basically
totally heard it
blocked
the
off
other
to
way
protect
around.
themselves. I
why-
might have
like,
said it
yeah.
wrong. I might have said because I'm
Okay.
in my own
Holy
head,
shit!
I'm
All
kinda
the
like,
food's on the other side. Block the door.
Keep that food out.
No, it was
we
that
don't want
kind
any
of
of that shit. We would not starve.
Yeah.
It was actually because
You
the
don't think it was to keep the
Erdefon.
giant spider out?
No, it's
Yeah.
because the Erdefon wandered in.
I know. I'm just being a dick.
Story
giant
wise,
spider
literally,
fit through
it's
there?
because the Erdefon
Oh.
wandered in, and
okay.
they managed to capture it, and they were like, "Well, fuck that. We can't take the risk." And their food source was the True Legs to the north.
Gotcha. Okay.
So all y'all calm down.
Okay, well, if we're going by the dock, we might as
trying to
well
help.
just deal with the dock before we go there, right? Otherwise, we're backtracking like crazy.
Okay.
If it please you.
PC death. PC death.
Well, as they say, fuck those Caligni.
We can go through the secret door right here into the foot of the lighthouse and then through there.
Oh, yeah,
do
good
that
call.
too.
Can we go through there?
Yep.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
because that's the hallway I charred with the firebolt, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
just couldn't get
Yeah.
through here or something?
I'm just telling you where you can't go, not where you can.
Okay, so back through the mushroom forest, back through secret door, into foot of lighthouse, through the room that has all the
The
little
swirling
wells.
void energy. and the
Also,
well.
we didn't break the little wells in this room, so we might want to do that on the way through. So as Harold steps into that room with the 4 wells, he looks at Lump, who's near him, and says, "Didn't you say you were breaking all these before? Should we go ahead and strike these down?"
Of course. And Lump will just make some athletics checks to break them. Natural 20 for a 41.
That's plenty for all of them.
Thank you.
I literally think I was like, I hope you roll a natural 20 so I can just say, fuck them all. And you did. Yeah, you just smash them in this like fetid, stinky water, and each one just like pours out into the room all over your boots and stuff. Not
Some
really
of it gets in Lump's
dirtying them
mouth.
more. Yeah, yeah. But- okay, so you make your roundabout way back to the Caligni. And you
Also,
find
it's
them-
Harold's first time seeing the Caligni.
Oh, yeah, true enough.
So he trusts y'all, but he's coming in
Cautious.
hand on cleaver, just eyeing up the whole situation because they're armed to the tits.
Harold,
Yeah, they
remember that just because they have a negative stigma about them, you shouldn't be judging. Just take your hand off the weapon, you bigot.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Harold struck a nerve, eh?
Dissension among the ranks. Dissension among the
Dissension.
ranks.
PvP. PvP.
I think these Caligni have
Me
rage.
too, let's go. Quick, both of you roll an attack roll. See who hits.
Typical white guy just mansplaining to everyone.
Okay, so you've come back to the Caligni. You find again a good portion of them in the sort of chamber with the stove or fire upon it. They're burning fungus now instead of chul eggs, and generally kind of worshiping reverently. And but you catch Dulak is in the room, or Dulak, and as you enter, she, gives you a nod, a welcoming nod, with her giant war flail upon her back. Welcome back. Do you have news? Have you brought food?
I actually don't know if we have a common language.
Right. They
Right, because there was a whole
speak
translate
Sackroth, don't
thing.
they?
There was a whole translate thing. Yeah, it's Caligni and Sackfroth. So I think Harold's your new translator.
Well,
Well,
so
I hope you like these guys.
I have 3 scrolls of translate. I can just divvy those out if Harold wants to live in Sackfroth for a little while longer, so we can all talk to them. No?
I'm down with that.
Whatever you guys want, yeah.
Okay.
Or do you just want to take charge, Ruff, and smash one of those, and then
Yeah,
Do your own
talk all
thing,
kinds of
yeah.
shit about
You
Harold.
don't have to
or
do them
Ruff's
all
not
at
a
once.
particularly skilled negotiator.
I feel like
Um,
Lump had ideas about how the situation should go, so maybe Lump should get in there and help the peep.
Lump sucks at being diplomatic. Lump is only good at bossing people. But yeah, I'm down. We can just roleplay it out and then see if Freeman makes me have to roll for it. He's looking like he wants to. He likes to watch me suffer.
I sit here wondering why you're thinking about your diplomacy stats. Like, you've already made allies with these people.
Hey, do you want to leave this home?
Oh, I'm not thinking about my diplomacy stats. I'm thinking about Ruff as a character. He's
Sure,
not.
Okay.
He's that's just not his bag. He tries, but he's not. Very
Here's the
good
deal:
at it.
is I'm thinking you all walk into this room and this creature speaks to you in a language you don't understand, except Harold does. But you all kind of walk in with a bit of an obvious body language that says we've lost someone, and there's a look of concern that goes across Dulak's face. Do with that what you will, but there is a bit of a acknowledgement to the situation has changed, even without words.
Ruff will take one of the scrolls to translate. Does anybody else want one?
Yeah, Nick will take one.
It's in the chat. You can just click use. Translate at this level lasts for 1 hour, so we got to make this quick.
What do you all say as you cast this spell, and this Kalini is now waiting expectantly?
Real quick, was this
Sorry,
a second or third rank?
Oh, this is second rank.
That it's only lets you
Just
understand it. You can't speak the language.
Oh, no, sorry. It says item 3 right on it.
Item 3 is not the same as rank 3.
Yep.
Oh.
That means it's
How do I
level
know
2.
which?
Yep. The 12 gold price on there means it's a rank 2.
Oh, okay. Well, that's less valuable.
What's a rank 3 scroll cost?
40?
You could always I would allow you to like retcon the value of all of those and give yourself fewer scrolls at a higher rank for this particular
I have the
spell.
gold to spend them. Like,
Sure.
this is what I bought those scrolls for, so
Yeah.
what did that 12?
It just would make more sense that you got the higher one that you could utilize better.
Yeah, so that'll be 2 scrolls.
Sorry,
of
30 gold.
3rd level. Oh, then I can afford all 3.
Perfect.
Okay. The leading scroll of translate. We all have translate. I need a minute to think of my words because I didn't think of anything. So if anybody wants to jump in.
Nick, you got this.
Yeah, so, yeah, Nick feeling a little bit brave and like he wants to lead some things will kind of... I mean, he is way shorter than Dulak, I imagine.
Dulak's taller than
look-
the average, yes, but like not exorbitantly so.
Yeah, well, Nick's just tiny. So he'll walk up and, kind of leaning on his spear, look up at her like, excuse me, I believe we may have a somewhat temporary solution. If you'd like to join us in the library a few levels up, we have a friend there that may be able to provide safe accommodations until we can further find a safe spot. How would you feel about that?
A library, you say? Is there a nearby source of food that we can survive on?
Well, if you're happy with the mushrooms you've been eating, this level is filled with all variety of fungus. I'm sure we could provide easy access back and forth to keep you well fed and flourishing.
Perhaps we can see this library. You say it's above?
It is above. It's not on ground level, but it'll be further from the dangers you've been facing.
That's...
And we have a friend there who can welcome you.
He loves to read and hates mushrooms.
Further from the dangers is a good thing. However, it is also further from our homelands. I'm not sure my people would want to flourish further and closer to something we do not understand, such as the surface. It is difficult.
Understandable. But you must ask yourself this. Are you living in a way that you can sustain right now? Would delving any further do any better, or would staying put keep you safe? Unfortunately, we've been faced with many trials, and a level of pragmatism must come into play. You must think of yourself and your people and their safety.
For the time being, at least. When we can clear out this evil from the Gauntlet, perhaps you can return to your ancient homelands and flourish.
Your words do not fall upon deaf ears. Our previous leader, Galudu, spoke of pragmatism, scoffed at us for our lack of it, in the face of losing our prophet, Erthagul. It makes sense for us to make a pragmatic decision. Galudu and her ilk will not go up, just so you know. But perhaps us here can make such a step.
We wouldn't ask them or force anyone to make a decision they didn't want to. We're merely attempting to keep safe the people that we have found to be our allies.
And in the interest of honesty, we have discovered a drow outpost in the mushroom fields past your barricaded door to what I think is south. It is very difficult underground. They have another less bigger. They have a bigger outpost nearer by the called Ildaris.
The ways of the drow are uncertain to us, ultimately. We've had contact, but they tend not to bring others into their fold.
We are uncertain of them as well.
In my experience, even an outpost of theirs is not designed nor permitted to allow refugees. Quite a last option.
The outpost itself, perhaps not, but they have informed us. I am sorry, I want to keep the conversation rolling. This magic's only last an hour.
Right, yeah, okay.
They have assured
Speak
us
quickly.
that there is outside travelers to the outpost quite frequently, so perhaps you could find an escort to wherever it is you wish to be. These are just the options we have found as of this particular moment. We know that they are not good, but we did promise to help.
It is very appreciated. You have done far more than has ever been required of you. I'm not sure why you help, but thank you. I will consult my people here, and I will even pass this news on to Galudu, including about the drow. It is her decision for hers, and I will allow my people to decide for themselves.
Until we have your blessing, we will keep your existence tucked away, let's say, from this particular drow. We do not wish you any harm or any conflict. So I think perhaps it may be best to keep it to ourselves a little longer.
Suffice it to say, Dulac here will consult her people and her second-in-command and spread the news to the Caligni below, and graciously appreciates your offers. But a decision cannot be made right away.
You really want us to go through that do not open door, don't you?
Yeah.
I want you to do
I
whatever you
guess
want
she
to do.
turns. Shall we try the dock?
I feel the invisible hand guiding us.
It is almost
Yes.
October.
-1 hero point, Freeman.
Dulac, before we depart, we should inform you of a couple of new developments. First of all, this is Harold. He is one of ours and an honorable man. When we return, and we will tomorrow give you time to sort your affairs, Harold will be the only one who is able to communicate directly to you, as he understands Sackfroth as a native tongue. And
Is this your fair Tulok's father? He looks similar in that rugged handsomeness and barely different approach to how he speaks, even though I haven't heard him speak yet.
No, I know this Tulok character, but we aren't related, and it is a pleasure to meet you. And he bows. Your people seem well armed and well trained, but we will do our best to help you out. Seems you're in a tight spot.
Especially that one.
That's my backup character.
That's why I want to still be friends with these Caligny, because that fuck off sword.
No-eyed
that scary one in
Vanguard
was holding.
Caligny. Ridiculous.
Now, Tulok's fallen. I wish he was still with us, and I could have fought beside him, but this ain't the way.
We are all familiar with the fallen, comrades and loved ones. But there is an extra sting for me, in that he had such a cool name, so close to my own.
It was like
Such a big horn.
foretold. Such an absolutely massive horn. Like 3 tennis balls in a tube sock.
What's tennis?
It's a Kadiran game. Don't worry.
Yet, it was quite the cool name. I'm sure it meant something sweet like vagabond or wanderer in a different language on a place called Earth, but yours is very cool too.
Such fleeting fantasies you have, worlds called Earth, you crazy, crazy old man.
Oh, no, those are a very real thing in Avestan. And, yeah, these people called...
Why is the giant thing that looks strange talking to me in a language I don't understand?
I had Translate cast on me. The fuck
Oh, I
do
thought
you
only
mean?
two. I thought only 2 of them were used.
No, I just put 2 in the chat because it doesn't do
You
anything.
came at me. You come at me, you best come correct, Freeman. You best come correct.
Hey, I
Facts.
heard.
Suck it, Barn.
Before we discussed the rank, I heard it was just 2.
Oh, I pulled all 3 from my inventory, so
Okay.
it's all 3.
Anyways,
What a waste of 90 gold.
I thought we had a wonderful talk.
do it for the bit.
Well spent.
From there, if you want to use the last few minutes to discuss that you want to remove the rubble from said door, Dulac will allow that if it behooves you.
I mean, they know.
I mean,
it's
it
clear
behooves
on the-
them.
Yeah, they know it's clear on the other side now. They can do it themselves. We're paid by the hour here.
Yeah, we've helped them.
Yeah, I think we're just going to play Hungry Hungry Hippos for 20 minutes.
They're wide-eyed at your very quick retelling of killing a kaiju tarantula and
a
a whole
frog.
bunch of other things. Yeah.
And then I was 8 feet tall. And then I was 12 feet tall. And I got attacked by a spider.
But I think you were even bigger than that, because I'm pretty sure giants are about 14 feet tall and they're large. You were huge.
Oh, I was slouching.
You were up to
Yeah, but he was a
25
small
feet,
creature
I
to
think.
start.
It's still huge. But yeah, oh,
It's so
fuck.
big.
God damn. Just like thinking of like Nick's little feet just like stomping and just like T-Rex like earth shattering next to you, like fuck. When he tumbles through,
That
like
fucking
what the fuck
somersault
is
he
that?
did, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, that probably did some collateral
Should
damage.
have done tumble.
Ruff was off the ground for a full 1,000 count.
Oh, that was such a
Absolutely.
cool fight. Good job,
It
Freeman.
was awesome. So good.
More of that.
Yeah, more of those, please.
More of that.
But yeah.
Quick, go attack
Speaking of more of that,
go
should
attack
we,
Ildaris. You'll get more of that.
Oh boy.
Incoming what if scenario.
going.
We're just going to build an army of Caligny and we'll be right on that.
All right, what's the plan?
Peer or do not enter?
God damn it. I mean, do not
down for
enters on
two.
the way, so if we're doing both,
Yeah, I feel we need closure on that pier after we went right by
yeah,
it.
I'm down to do the pier. Fuck that, do not enter.
Lit.
Fine.
Check my notes.
Not to give in to peer pressure or anything. I said not to give in to peer pressure.
Yeah, we heard you about it. Simmer down over there. Knock about 20% off the top, eh?
Okay, so I guess we just have to walk back to the river, take the boat, go up to the pier,
Yep.
north of the pier,
Yep.
and just fucking do this.
Freeman, can you just drag us there?
You can go either way. You can go north to the by the danger room and loop around, or you can go back down and go from south to north. You have boats in either direction. So.
All right, Freeman, can you just drag us there? So we don't have to go through every
Where are you
winding
going? Which one are you going first?
We'll
dock.
go through the dock, yeah.
This guy?
Now,
Yeah.
understand that this is where the player, Scott, misunderstood what was
Yes.
going on and decided to carry on to the death of his own character. What a smart guy.
Classic.
Well, one can only hope he won't make such a mistake yet again, this Scott.
Sounds like an idiot.
Very handsome,
For the
though.
life of me,
Sounded a lot like Tulak, actually.
What about Duloc?
Oh, okay. Ghoul's playing chess. I cannot for the life of me find what fucking episode we went, or we found that door in.
Way before that. The do not enter door?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it
a
was
while
like the
ago,
day
yeah.
that we came down. It was that.
Yeah, right away.
It was right after
We fought
fighting
Belcora's
the
children.
children of Belcora for the first time. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So that would have been 111.
and before going into the room with the chessboard.
So the listeners
Game
and
board.
everybody but Cam have been waiting over a dozen episodes.
Yep.
Okay, so you make your way to the T-shaped dock that has been appears to have been recently repaired. There's a single skiff that is already moored here, and beyond the dock, this masonry structure juts out from the cavern wall. There's a mist that kind of drifts around this whole area and along the water, creates strange shadows upon the stonework, and there was a single iron-bound door. The dock and building appear to have been abandoned for quite some time, despite aside from the fact that there's a recent repair.
Also, I just want to say that this dock makes me feel embarrassed for my character dying. Because we could have just stopped here. But no.
No.
Anyways, so have that anxiety. What's wrong?
Hey, man, this doc could be the cause of two characters to die, so
Yeah,
keep your hopes
something to
up.
look forward to.
All right, Freeman, real quick, does my motion sense detect anything on the other side of the door?
How far does it reach?
30 feet.
With the assumption of walls kind of creating some, I guess motion sense maybe. I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Good enough for me. Lump.
What about my detect magic?
You detecting magic, you where are we at here? Let's see. Yeah, you don't detect anything just yet.
All right. Lump will raise their shield, and
Herald avoids notice.
Nick's scouting.
Ruff's a dog.
Just sniffing around.
Just licking his own crotch over there.
Yeah, you get it. Head up his robe.
Crit fail that and just have an embarrassing accident.
but yeah, I will go ahead and crack the door.
Woof.
Hey.
Okay. Whoa. God damn it. You crack the door and you find ahead of you is a damp room that has a recessed floor filled with mud.
Lump will spot the door to the northeast, but give a perception check before stepping in because this feels super weird for some reason.
Yeah,
want it
there's, so
blind,
yeah,
or-
there's basically a room that stands out. It seems to be a dead end except for one kind of offshoot door a bit to the north. You roll a perception check.
You want it secret or open?
Go ahead and roll it however you like.
Okay. 34.
Yeah, you don't notice anything.
Cool.
Can Ruff pull like a stone out of the, I don't know, stream? I don't lake, and just like gently toss it into the middle of the room, like
Find some sort of detritus.
a foot and a half.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, like he's trying to go 10-foot pole from old D&D, like
Yeah.
poke the ground, see if there are traps.
Hell yeah.
That exists in Pathfinder 2e.
But
Yeah, but I don't have a 10-foot pole.
I know.
just right before
Tuvok had the
Ruff-
10-foot pole.
Yeah, right before Ruff does that, simultaneously Harold is using diverse lore to take a look at this mud, just in case it looks strange at all. 23 with diverse lore.
Okay.
You know, when you think about it, mud is just wet dirt.
Not wrong. Not
Kraka.
wrong. Got a blending of characters here. You throw some sort of, maybe an errant piece of the dock that's part of its disarray and into the mud, and it just kind of hits in the center and very slowly starts to sink down, but like very slowly. It's pretty thick. And that's that.
So when you say
Do
pretty
I notice
thick,
anything strange about the mud?
No, it's mud.
Okay, Lump will grab the ore from
fact,
the boat and stick it into the mud to see how deep it goes, if there's a floor down there or not.
Yeah, you
Smart.
test the depth, and it's only a few inches below the door's threshold.
Ruff will spin around in his Technicolor Dreamcoat and cast Water Walk on himself.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice. Is this the frost cloak or whatever?
Yeah,
Finally
and Water
being
Walk
used?
specifically says surface of water and other liquids without falling through, and
Hell yeah.
mud is nothing but a hyperviscous liquid.
You know it.
So if he steps on the mud, it technically creates frost footprints that maybe you guys can just shuffle the
Follow
leader.
along?
I like to believe that the magic creates just enough weight for Ruff, and so Lump tries to step on one, just straight through, splashing mud everywhere. I don't know why I
Nick
thought that
does
worked.
get along them, and then Lump takes the next step and just sinks right in.
Perfect.
Also, the foot size between Ruff and Lump.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, and the gate would just be like, that's why I said shuffle along.
Yeah, just taking really tiny steps.
But yeah,
It's like the
we'll
older
just-
brother following the younger brother in the snow instead of the other way around.
Yeah, exactly.
But the younger brother just walks on the snow.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So we'll go ahead
Your
and
younger brother is
Legolas? Is this Legolas and Gimli?
I had dinner with that guy recently.
Jesus or Legolas.
Jesus.
Sweet
Go on.
callback, Scott. I got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and step through and wait for my comrades to follow me behind me.
Are you actually following Ruff or no?
Well, I'm thinking.
Mhm.
Finish this.
Oh, I'm using the ore to like check before me as I'm walking through. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
So you're not following Ruff's footprints? Even though it was a bit of a
I'm
bit, but... Okay, all right.
Oh, I mean, if you're cool
Yeah.
with me walking on the rhyme, then hell yeah.
No, yeah, it's So you're like testing the depth and stuff, and you actually do find that some parts, especially the further over you get, the deeper it does seem to get. So there seems to be some sort of decline in the floor, and if you reach really far over with the ore, you can find that it seems to go up to about 2 feet deep, but like totally navigable still. But
feel
it's
like-
the whole room, regardless of depth, is kind of difficult terrain except for Ruff at this point.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm a little curious what this room was used for. Would it be a society check to kind of try to gather like what this room was maybe used for?
It's a mudroom.
Yeah, roll me.
Oh shit!
That was-
Gotcha.
Oh, I
I
didn't
walked
hear
into
that.
that one.
Okay. Before we go any further, I would like to make the case for 3 hero points. I was going to do 2, but Mudroom just happened.
I didn't hear what was said.
I said what this room was for, and Scott just went, it's a mud room.
Let me just hold on.
Freeman doesn't know what a mudroom is, apparently.
Nope.
Some real West Coast shit.
Let me just Google this.
Here's a screenshot of what it's actually called.
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
It's called Mudroom. But yeah, you're right. I don't know what a mudroom is, so no hero points.
Wow.
So I'd like to
Wow.
make the case for Duncan when he first started talking to the Caligny.
Mhm.
And that Harold and Lump exchange about the drow just fucking, especially that Harold speech to kick it off, really got the juices going there.
I do appreciate it, but I'm full. But thank you anyways.
Yeah. I thought you did a real good job.
Appreciate that.
Nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
Full up of
I'll just
inspiration.
be sure to do something stupid so I can use some of those movements.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop doing smart things and start doing stupid things, will you?
Yeah, like casting water walk in a mudroom.
I'm walking on a technicality.
Okay, so you are stepping on in here and testing the grounds and making a bunch of jokes, and you get up to the door, and Lump, you're opening it?
I did want to check and see like what this room is for, but if it just says mudroom, then fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got nothing. It's
I'm just
filled
gonna
with
check
mud.
for
There's
traps.
nothing else in here. Yeah.
I'm checking for traps, and
I will give Harold a small thing from the diverse lore, though. I was trying to do it earlier and I got cut off, and then I kind of forgot. But the mud reminds you a lot of the mud on the edge of the lake that you originally came in by the elevator.
Oh.
That's all.
Now, when we came down on the edge of the lake there in the first room, this mud looks very similar. Maybe there's some chewel eggs in it. I don't know. Someone's storing something here. I'm not too sure. Or maybe some of Belcor's children you were telling me about. I have no idea.
Okay, and then Lump will use the oar with the paddle side and just kind of scoot around in there, just see if they bump into anything.
Nope.
Okie doke.
Wisdom and intelligence are my dump stats.
You're more of a creative type.
You're very self-aware.
And Lump will check the door for traps with a 24.
Yeah, don't notice anything.
All right, shield raised, eyes open.
Detect
Door.
magic.
Detecting magic.
Scouting.
You detect magic somewhere beyond the walls around you in the easterly direction, but it's hard to pinpoint.
Use caution, Lump. There is some sort of magic in the air, just on the edge of my senses, like a pie being baked a block away.
Is it apple?
Fuck yeah.
And then Lump will just like
Mud pie.
Son of a bitch.
Uh,
Freeman
that
knows
would
what a
get-
mud pie
That
is.
would get a hero point if you weren't full up.
just gotta make poop jokes. And then Lump will carefully open the door.
You open the door to a room that is filled with rugs, tapestries, and pillows, most of which are in fact stained by mud. And you see a multicolored, a creature wearing multicolored robes in the back, sitting idly upon one of the pillows, with its face covered in a sort of veil.
Does this look like the Motley Man?
Looks a lot like the Motley Man,
Hmm.
who I
Lump
think
looks-
only Lump has seen
Yeah.
in the crew. And
Not
Lump's-
necessarily true.
Yeah? Was Ruff there?
Well, he wasn't there at that time.
Oh, but Ruff was. Oh, but Ruff did see
Yeah.
the Motley Man. Yeah, in episode 100. Yes, correct.
That's right.
And
he
this
can't see into
creature
the
is
room
just
currently.
sitting there, like cross-legged, kind of like enjoying a smoke on a pipe, kind of thing, and just like head comes up. Oh, hello there. What brings you here? And because of this multicolored, like, attire and all the pillows, like your eye, I should say, Lump, is just drawn to this creature and the surroundings, and it's kind of like, whoa, this is not what I expected. But as this creature kind of eyes you, and there's a bit of a lull or pause in the introduction, you realize that along the wall, all around the north and the east, are like pinned up bodies of both undead and now dead deep gnomes, as if the children of Belcora and what came before them have been like lined up in this room and pinned to the wall in a very, very horrific fashion.
Do any of them look like Glash?
Roll me a perception check.
Oh, you better not have done this, motherfucker.
Imagine how much
son of a
blood and
bitch.
viscera and like how maimed he must be for his best friend to need to roll a perception check to identify.
I did ask it just to add to the tension. No, with a 25, you do not see Glash.
Okay. He's still evil, but not the worst evil.
He steps in.
He's not
He was
Bollock
just on the wall.
2.0.
You couldn't see.
It's right there to your left, inside the thresholds. That big beard.
Do you not remember me?
Should I?
Lump will step in.
And this creature slowly stands up. Welcome.
Are there more of you?
Hardly. Although, I should say, hardly here. There are plenty of me in the wide known world.
Are you the one responsible for this? And Lump will gesture with their shield to the walls.
Oh, yes. 'Tis my primordial necessity. I am among those condemned to perform what you, I know, consider to be heinous deeds.
Lump's fist will just clench, a little bit of blood dripping from the nail digging into the palm. Is your name Yasand Kalir?
No,
Do you know them?
I once did. You are more perceptive than you even realize.
Roll me a perception.
Oh boy, can't wait to fail this one again. Whee! Oh yeah, I'm rolling so good. That's a 23. You know what? I have 2 hero points. I'll spend 1.
Yeah, get it.
33.
33. You look at this creature who's just standing there, like, hands to the side. And then it kind of, like, pats the blade on its belt as it tells you you're not as perceptive as you or you're more perceptive than you realize. And you notice that its hand is on backwards. And that's what we're going to call it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.